They used the polite word for property, subsentient, to describe us. The Galactic Accord species voted Earth into slavery one by one. Not conquest, not conflict, merely a choice or a vote. We also lost everything. They arrived. Beautiful shiny ships, dazzling lights, foreign languages attempting to mimic the law, and diplomacy. Not a single shot was fired. Recently released documents, a treaty, a sentence, or a future that has been altered without our permission. As a sort of labor class, humanity is to be incorporated into the agreement. They put it like that. Sanitized, lawful, and clean. 782-0 was the vote's outcome. Not one species represented us. Not one. Even the people who had traded with us, grinned at us, and called. When the council imposed the ruling, friends and partners all stepped aside. Then we fell silent. The first generation of Earthborn slaves did not riot, scream, or perish. In flaming opposition. We did what we were told. We stormed into their manufacturing facilities, their terraforming stations and mines. We crushed our spirits and stooped our backs. Or so they believed. When my father's wrists were bound with chains, I was 11 years old. I saw them pull him up onto a Fenari ship with 10,000 additional workers, including miners, engineers, mechanics, and welders. It was determined that my mother was genetically inefficient. Her skeleton was too fragile. She was put to death 6 hours after processing. And me? I was placed in a detention camp in Sector 9-4. Brainwashing, for compliance. I learned how to fix their machines from them. However, each time I touched a circuit, I gained new knowledge. Not only about their technology, but also about their shortcomings, conceit, and patterns. They didn't think we would adjust. They believed that people were emotional, delicate, liable to give way under stress. They were unaware that we were observing everyone. Thousands of systems across us. Each shattered man, each battered lady, each. We recalled the orphan child. They never fractured our bones, even though they pummeled our bodies. Recall. 3 years into my job, I met Cade on a fuel rig in Varnathi. Despite losing half his teeth and an eye, he was able to use his bare hands to disassemble a fusion core. Something he said to me stuck with me. Boy, they don't fear our guns. They fear that we may lose faith. We are worthy of the leash. It began at that same instant. Not rebellion. Not yet. But waking up. We began concealing components, smuggling information out. Encrypting repair codes and messages. Like a wildfire, whispers spread. The project. Goliath. Phase 0. Debt from extinction. They were unaware. They were too preoccupied in celebrating Earth's peaceful unification. They placed us in their historical texts under the incorporation of civilization. People who lie. By the age of 20, I had constructed my first virus. For months, it infiltrated the Fenari logistical systems and provided them with fictitious inventory before they observed. Being invisible made sabotage simple. When they were completely indifferent. To find out your name. I was operating a unit at the age of 25. 3,000 people dispersed throughout 6 systems. All of us, technicians, codebreakers, engineers, are ghosts in the device. A revolution was not what we desired. We desired vengeance. Treaties were not what we wanted. We desired extinction. It wasn't a loud first blow. It was a surgical procedure. We burned a QuickX data repository. Not only the servers, but also the people. All those who burnt them with their own defense system, and had ever voted in favor of Earth's unification under the Accord. The second. The attack was on the Fenari breeding labs, Yukul Prime. Not even surviving. The Luray. We called it balance, but they called it terrorism. And that's when Earth came out of hiding. The same words lighted up every signal in the galaxy. We wake, we remember, and we give back. The debt of extinction was due. They termed us infected. Oxel Prime went black following our. Every comnet in their flawlessly ordered galaxy was cracked by the encoded message. They didn't refer to us as terrorists, troops, or even rebels. Number that is contaminated, just like we were a virus, as if humanity had changed into a sickness that was uncontrollable. They were correct because after we began engineering our own demise and stopped pleading for freedom, we turned into something quite different. No more demonstrations, no more negotiations, just strategy, fire, and calculation. The Accord of Galactic stumbled. Gatherings. Armadas on standby, panic. The planets were placed under lockdown. Drones and security checks. DNA tracking, biotagging of all human slaves, and surveillance. All night. It's too late. They were unaware that we had been preparing for this for 30 years. We knew names, faces, and coordinates, and the infection was already in their systems, networks, and people. Retaliation, according to Cade, is best served precisely. We didn't carpet bomb cities because of this. We didn't launch an assault. Citizens. We chose the architects instead. We choose the people who signed the ballot. Unit Thorn was led by myself. 12 of us, shaped by fire, brought up by machines and suffering, and born in labor camps. We were the silent ones, the ones who didn't cry out as they were being whipped. Due to